Mariana Trench, a scar beneath the Pacific Ocean, stretching over 2,500 kilometers, a place so deep Mount Everest could sink inside it and still be drowned in darkness.
Life support good. Depth 109.28 meters. At bottom. Repeat. At bottom.
At the bottom?
Yep.
Roger, LF. Understand you are on the bottom. Congratulations, Victor. Congratulations.
Well done. Beginning exploration of the bottom. It was an amazing experience. It was an amazing dive. I think almost exactly 12 hours, about 3.5 down, 4 hours on the bottom. I think the longest anyone's ever been on the bottom of the Challenger Deep, and then about 4 hours up. I went through pretty much all of my electrical power and had to be swapping.
A camera flickers to life, pointing into absolute darkness. Not night, not shadow, something deeper, something endless. A beam of light cuts forward, but it doesn't travel far. It gets swallowed, consumed, like the darkness is alive. Not water, not machinery, something moving. The camera shakes. The operator whispers, but the audio distorts, like something doesn't want you to hear it. And then for a split second, something appears. Not fully, not clearly, just a shape. Massive. Watching. The signal breaks. Static floods the screen, and everything cuts to black. And something ancient, something far beyond our understanding, is watching us from the deepest place on Earth. What you're about to hear was never meant to be found, because at the deepest point on Earth, we didn't just discover something. Something discovered us. Mariana Trench, a scar beneath the Pacific Ocean, stretching over 2,500 kilometers, a place so deep Mount Everest could sink inside it and still be drowned in darkness. At its lowest point, the Challenger Deep. The pressure is over 1,000 times stronger than what we feel on the surface. Scientists believed one thing: nothing complex could survive there. No large creatures, no mysteries, just silence, just rock, just the end of life itself. But in 1960, that belief cracked. Two men descending into the abyss inside a small steel sphere. A mission not just to explore, but to prove that the bottom of the Earth was truly empty. As the submersible sank deeper, light disappeared. First the blues, then the greens, until only black remained. A darkness so complete it swallowed thought itself. Hours passed. The hull groaned under pressure. Every sound felt like a warning. A place no human had ever seen before. The ocean floor. 11,000 meters below the surface. At first nothing, just sediment. Exactly what they expected. But then movement. A shape gliding across the seabed. Fish at a depth where bones should collapse and life should be impossible. How could something survive here? And if one creature existed, what else was down there? Years passed. Technology improved. And humanity returned again and again, each time going deeper, each time finding more. Creatures with transparent bodies, animals with no eyes, things that didn't hunt but simply waited. And then came the footage. Modern expeditions, high-definition cameras, lights piercing the abyss. But what they captured, something that didn't behave like anything we understand. The year doesn't matter. The location, the Challenger Deep. A remotely operated vehicle descends. Its lights cut through the darkness like knives. Everything is recorded. At first normal, and then the camera tilts. There's something there. Not on the ground, not swimming, just suspended. The operators think it's debris, a trick of light, until it moves, slowly, like it knows it's being observed. The object is larger than anything previously recorded at that depth. No clear shape, no identifiable features. The vehicle approaches. Closer, closer. The lights flicker again. Interference. The feed distorts. Static creeps into the audio. The thing reacts, not aggressively, not defensively, but aware. It turns, directly toward the camera. And in that moment, everything stops. Movement, just two entities staring at each other at the bottom of the world. The official report? Equipment failure. Signal interference. A technical glitch. But the footage, what little remains, tells a different story. Frame-by-frame analysis reveals something strange. The object doesn't reflect light like a solid. It absorbs it, almost like it isn't fully there. Some scientists suggest a previously unknown species. Something evolved to survive unimaginable pressure. Something ancient. Something that has always been there. Others disagree. They point to the movement. Almost intelligent. And then there are the theories no one wants to discuss. What if the Mariana Trench isn't just a trench? What if it's an opening? A place where something else exists beneath us? Because here's the truth, we have explored less than 5% of the ocean, than space. There are regions on this planet we know less about than distant galaxies. And every time we go deeper, we find something new. Something that shouldn't be there. Something that challenges everything we think we know. So what was it? A creature? An anomaly? Or something that doesn't belong to our understanding of life at all? A fragment survived. Just a few seconds. Barely visible. It shows the moment the shape turns. The moment it faces the camera. The moment everything changes. Analysts noticed something disturbing. It didn't just see the submersible. It recognized it. And then in the final frame before the feed cuts, there's a shift, a slight adjustment, like it's moving closer. After that dive, things started to change. Subsequent missions reported anomalies. Instruments malfunctioning only at extreme depths. Signals dropping in precise intervals. Almost like something was interfering. Not randomly, but intentionally. Some researchers began noticing patterns, repeated coordinates, recurring distortions, specific zones where data simply vanished. And every one of those zones was deeper than the last. There's a theory, not published, not discussed openly, but whispered in closed rooms. It suggests that the Mariana Trench isn't just a geological formation. It's a boundary, not between land and water, but between known and unknown. A place where something has existed far longer than humanity. Something that evolved not in spite of the darkness, but because of it. Something that doesn't need light, doesn't need sound, doesn't need to move unless it wants to. And when we descend, we don't discover it. We interrupt it. There was one more mission. Unofficial, unrecorded, denied. A descent deeper than any before. Pushing limits, ignoring warnings, chasing answers. The sub reached the bottom. For several minutes, nothing happened. And then every system shut down. In the darkness with no power, they weren't alone. Something brushed against the hull. Then again, and again. Too large to measure. Too precise to be random. Like something had touched it and left a mark. The Mariana Trench remains largely unexplored, not because we can't go deeper, but because something down there might not want us to. Every mission, every descent, every glimpse into the abyss brings more questions, and maybe that's the point. Because whatever exists at the bottom of the earth doesn't need to hide, doesn't need to attack, doesn't need to prove anything. It just needs to wait. And if it's already aware of us, if it already understands that we're watching, then maybe we're not explorers, we're intruders. And something ancient, something patient, something far beyond our understanding is watching us from the deepest place on Earth.